I'm Jill.
And I'm John.
And we're the Geezers on the Go.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
In this two-part miniseries, we're counting down our favorite state parks. Not the best, or the prettiest, or the cheapest necessarily, just the ones we like. We'll start the countdown at number 10 and work our way up to our 6th favorite state park. Plus, we'll give you some honorable mentions.
And next week in part 2, we'll count down our top 5, brought to you by Geezers on the Go as we celebrate our first 1,000 subscribers.
So let's get on with it. At number 10 is Reed Bingham State Park in Adel, Georgia. We chose Reed Bingham for its large, luxurious campsites, for its recreational opportunities, for its many wetland trails, and of course, for its wildlife.
Coming in 9th is Fort McAllister State Park in Richmond Hill, Georgia, a few miles southeast of Savannah.
It's a little hard to describe just how cool this place is with all the trees and the bushes, and you feel like you're in a real forest.
Not to mention, I think we were outnumbered by the deer in the park. Where are we going, Jill?
We're going to the museum and to see Fort McAllister here at the state park. It's a historic state park.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's was one of the forts set up to protect Savannah
yeah,
during the Civil War.
It was a Confederate fort.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, but Sherman came and took it over in his march to the sea.
Right. But up until then, it had withstood maybe 7, 8 naval bombardments, so it was quite a successful fort for the Confederacy. Jill, where would you rank Fort McAllister among state parks? You know, we've been to so many.
Yeah, we've been to a lot, but I think it's probably one of my favorites in Georgia. It's very pretty, very southern, lots of trees and Spanish moss, and a lot of deer.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go anywhere without getting photobombed by a deer.
Coming in at number 8, Letchworth State Park in Carlisle, New York. With 350 campsites, Letchworth was once voted by USA Today readers as the country's best state park. The campsites are nice, but it's really the scenery that tells the story at Letchworth. These are the middle falls. This is probably one of the bigger falls, and at night they light up with lights here. Those are the lower falls of Letchworth State Park. And here we are at the base of the lower falls, and I can actually feel the spray of the falls hitting me in the face.
The campground was at one time voted the #1 state park in the nation. Right. I don't know if I'd go quite that far, but I know why it did, right. Because it's got the little Grand Canyon. They call it the Grand Canyon of New York, or the baby Grand Canyon. And it's got some beautiful waterfalls. And big gorges, deep gorges. Deep gorges.
That the Genesee River flows through.
Yeah, so it's a beauty. And if you want to, have a quiet evening, you can go up to the Glen Iris Inn, and if you're feeling all fancy, and sit out front and have cocktails, and they light up the falls. Next up, at number 7, Pocahontas State Park in Chesterfield, Virginia, just a little south of Richmond. With 2 lakes, a pool, and dozens of hiking trails, this was one of our favorites right off the bat. The campsites were big and comfortable, and the rest of the park? Well, see for yourself. On the park grounds is a museum dedicated to the Civilian Conservation Corps, or CCC, which built so many of our state parks. And the nearby town of Chesterfield was full of history, a museum, an old jailhouse, and the legacy of the town's namesake, Lord Chesterfield. You took a little trip into Chesterfield.
Yeah, I learned about Lord Chesterfield, who came to this area in the early 1600s, and he developed a special strain of tobacco that the English really liked, and they cultivated here, and the people actually had their own individual farms that they could make money and not be like a cooperative.
Yeah, and of course they're very careful to point out that there is no more tobacco grown in the county.
Finally, at number 6, we chose Shannon DOA River State Park, sitting in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains near Bentonville, Virginia. It's a fairly new park with lots of big sites and big trees, and of course, one of the most beautiful rivers in the country, the Shenandoah, runs right through it.
Beautiful. It's crystal clear. You can see the bottom almost the whole way. I imagine it'd be great fishing too, although we haven't fished here.
No. We were lucky enough to be there in both fall and the spring, and the scenery was just spectacular. Just a few miles down the road is Shenandoah National Park and its famous Skyline Drive through the Blue Ridge Mountains.